Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie from the Farmhouse Mom, and I upload every Tuesday and Friday. In today's video, we are going to decorate the farm a little bit outside for Christmas. We also had a guest this weekend. My stepdaughter Hannah came down from Chicago, and we had a nice little gathering with her, and we got to go thrift shopping. And then towards the end of the video, I also am going to be making a Polish star Christmas tree topper. So if you are only here for the tutorial on how to make a Polish star, that's toward the last 5 minutes of the video. But I would love for you to stay around and be with us for the whole time, and I can share a little bit about what's going on around the farm this week. I will tell you one thing that has happened at the farm this week, and that is the arrival of cold weather. What about you guys? Has it got really cold yet? Has it been cold for a while, or is it something that is just happening for you? We were really cold this weekend, and so we were very bundled up when we went down to put our Christmas ornaments all on the garland that my husband put up last week. And it really turned out really cute. I'm going with red and gold this year. And my husband wanted you to get the full effect of kind of driving into the house. So this is us driving in on the ATV. And I also got a bunch of wreaths at the thrift store, and my husband hung them all along the fence line for me. And I had some wired red ribbon left over from a couple of Christmases ago. And so this is what it looks like here. I feel like it looks so pretty and like a Hallmark movie and fancy. Eric's youngest daughter, Hannah, came down from Chicago to celebrate the holidays, and she was down for an entire week, which was really nice. She's not able to come back down for Christmas, and so we wanted to kind of sneak in a little Christmas celebration while she was here before she left. So, of course, that gave me my first opportunity to use my Christmas china. So I was very excited about that. We set a little Christmas tablecloth, and we made a nice clam chowder. So I made clam chowder for my Halloween party as well. However, this is a different recipe. I got this from the Pioneer Woman website. It was a pretty quick and easy recipe, and the only thing I didn't have on hand that I had to get at the store was celery and the canned clams. I think I'm going to add this to my winter kind of soup rotation. It seems like we will make chili, potato soup, and beans and cornbread. And so I think it'll be easy to add in clam chowder with those other three, and we can have a little bit more variety over the winter time. I also was planning on making sourdough bowls for the clam chowder like I did for Halloween, and my oven broke. I woke up to make some cinnamon rolls for everybody, and it was not heating. So we ordered a replacement part, and that arrived broken. So I've been without an oven for about a week. Not the most opportune time, but I've been making it work. I had a little turkey oven roaster, and I have been baking biscuits, and I don't quite trust it to make sourdough bread, but we've been getting by. But I told my husband the next stove that we get, I don't want any electronics. I get so frustrated with dryers and washers. All of my new appliances, my dishwasher, all of my new appliances have already broken within the first couple of years, and that's another vintage thing I think I'm going to be on the hunt for is appliances, because I'm just tired of all of the electronics breaking after just a few years. My part should be here today, so hopefully I will have an oven working by tomorrow morning so I can get back on my baking schedule. I served the clam chowder with bacon, and I did put cheese out on the table. I have kids, and so, they like cheese on everything. I don't think cheese really goes with clam chowder, but that's, if you have kids, you probably understand cheese and ranch goes with everything for them. So I was glad that I had some sourdough dinner rolls left over from Thanksgiving. If you saw my previous video, I made a triple batch of sourdough dinner rolls with my Bosch universal mixer, and we did not eat all of them, so I brought them home. So at least we had some bread to go with our clam chowder. I like to set a formal table for as many meals as I can. I think it's really important when you have young kids to just have that time and also to teach them manners. And so my kids don't have phones, they don't have iPads, and we do tend to watch a little bit more TV during the holidays and the wintertime. That's just because it's so cold. It's not easy to teach them how to behave and to not kick and to, keep their hands off each other, but I feel like it's important and it's a skill that I can give them for when they grow up and they are going out to eat. They have all of those social skills that they've learned at home at the kitchen table, how to look at someone, how to talk with someone, and I make it a priority. We also played dominoes and had a really good time. We actually probably did that for 3 or 4 hours, and we had a really great kind of pre-Christmas celebration with Hannah. Something else that we did with Hannah that was really fun is go thrift shopping. So I'm very lucky that I have a stepdaughter that kind of shares that passion with me. So, of course, I took her down to the 25-cent store and we were there for a few hours. I got this beautiful red patchwork quilt platter for $3. It was so pretty. It's the 25-cent store, but they also have things, that are more than 25 cents. They kind of had the good stuff up at the front. And so we made a beeline there and we found some really cute Christmas items and then also some kitchen items that she took back to Chicago. So she's going to kind of get rid of her utilitarian bowls, and she got some really nice glass and crystal bowls. And it was really fun to go with her. I hadn't decorated my plate rack yet for Christmas, and actually there's a few other things that I haven't done. I feel like I've, been doing it for so long and it's not quite done, but I think I'm going to hang some dried oranges around the plate rack and maybe a little bit of garland. Jackson has our family portraits of turkeys on the refrigerator, and so next week we're going to do some crafts and we're going to do a family portrait of snowman, so I'll have that on the refrigerator all ready for Christmas. And now I'm going to share with you a craft I made over the weekend. I made a Christmas tree topper and I made a Polish star out of paper. So this will be a step-by-step tutorial. So if you want to make it, you can. I'll have enough information. And if you just want to watch me make it, that is fine too. So you're just going to need some pieces of paper. You can get book pages. I kind of had some fancy, I used those to print out some certificates. And so it was kind of like an old looking paper that I had bought. You can use construction paper, you could use whatever you want, but the size of the ornament that you want, if you want a small ornament or a large topper, that's the size of the plate that you choose. So I got a salad plate and I cut out 14 circles. And then after you make those circles, you fold them into 4 sections. After you've folded the 4 sections, you want to make a circle in the middle about an inch. I use the top of one of my goat milk baby bottles, but if you're a normal person, you probably would use a quarter. And then you're going to cut the 4 lines that you folded, and then you're going to cut in between each of those 4 lines. And so you'll have 8 pieces of paper that are connected onto that little small circle in the middle that's about an inch. And then you're going to want to get some glue. So I have this adhesive, and it's so much easier than using tape or Elmer's glue. It was so fast and easy. And you're going to want the top right of each little kind of piece of pie out of there. So you're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the top right section on each of the 8 sections. And I will link that little kind of glue tape thing in the description box below in case you want to get one. You'll know exactly the one that I used. So after you're done doing all of the taping where it's the top right, see how I'm holding it with the pencil and then the top right will have the glue part. So you just want to get a pencil and you're just going to want to roll it around the pencil, and then you will squeeze that adhesive glue, and you're just going to make a little cone, and you're just going to keep doing it. And the more you do it, the easier it is. Just kind of start at that little corner, roll it up, and then you get a little cone. And I did 14 of them. You can do 10 or 12. You don't have to do, 14. I just wanted this for my tree topper, so I wanted it to be really, really full. After you have made all of your little Christmas stars, then you're going to want to attach them together. So I just got some buttons and some embroidery thread. So the bottom button, you're going to want to thread through the top of the button and then thread it back through again to where you're going to have a little bottom underneath your star, and it's going to be holding all of the Christmas stars together. After you're done threading your button, you're going to want to push your button all the way down to the bottom of the thread, and then you will cut off and leave yourself probably about 12 to 14 inches of string, because you're going to thread all of the Christmas stars through, and then you're going to kind of pull that thread. And you'll see as I go along, basically you're going to have a button at the bottom and then a button at the top. And so after you have your 12 to 14 inches of thread, you're going to take your little Christmas paper stars and you're going to thread them through all the same way. Pull the thread through so that button will be at the very bottom and it will hold it all. I pulled it through too tight and I ripped off one of my stars, so be careful when you're doing that. But you can see what I mean. You've got your first little star through, and then the button is at the bottom holding it. And so you're just going to continue to thread the rest of your stars on top of it. And they all go the same way except for the very last one. That one is going to want to be opposite. So after you get your last one on, and even if you just pull your thread, you can see your Christmas star kind of poofs out a little bit. So you're going to want to put your second button on, and it's the same thing. You're going to want to just put one thread through two different buttonholes, and then after you carefully kind of push all of the stars down so you don't rip any of the paper, you just make a little bow and you squeeze your Christmas star and it puffs out into a nice little round circle and it looks really beautiful. A nice little Polish tradition for the boys, and I had a lot of fun making it. We have Christmas babies coming soon. We have two of our little goats that are due with babies, and I think that will be a nice video for you next week. But for this Friday, I had planned on sharing my favorite Christmas cookies with you, so hopefully my oven part gets here. I may be sharing cookies with you Friday, or it may be something else, but I will see you in a few days, and I hope you have a great week.